Hey guys, today we'll see how to disassemble the Lenovo C2 if you need to replace some of its internal components. If you've got a broken screen and need to replace it, you may have to separate the display and digitizer from the front frame. I haven't done that in this video because my screen is functioning well and there is high risk of damaging it in the process. As you would expect, first we need to remove the back cover and the battery. If you've got SIM or SD cards inserted, remove those as well. The next thing is to get rid of these 12 black screws. They are all the same size and the top right and bottom right one have warranty stickers on them. I'm using a 0 size Phillips screwdriver. When you get rid of all the screws, you can gently pry up the bottom plastic portion, which contains the main speaker. You can see the gold contact points for it. Then, again being gentle and careful, pry up and lift the top plastic cover. There are two clips near the SIM and SD card trays. The LED flash with its contact points remains stuck to the cover. Now we have free access to the mainboard, which is secured in place with these two silver screws. Also connected to the top of the mainboard are these two flat cables. One cable running down the phone brings power up, that's connected here. Before you decide to lift up the mainboard, be aware of the vibration module. Its wires are soldered onto the mainboard and the module is glued to the frame, so be careful, do not pull the board until you release the vibration module from the frame. On the sides of the phone we've got these thin little covers which are glued into place. We can lift this one up to gain access to the antenna wire. You can disconnect the wire at both ends. Be careful as it's quite thin. Let's go on. Back on top, the main camera is easy to replace, just unclip it and it's free. Be careful not to lose this rubber gasket. We can now release two latches and pull out these two flat cables. As always, gently and carefully. This one on top has a large surface which is glued down, so you have to get it unstuck, but the adhesive isn't too strong. We'll now remove the screws, they are both the same size. As I mentioned before, be careful with the vibration module, lift it from the frame before you try to pull on the mainboard. Now that it's free, gently try to pry up the whole board on the top or right side. When you get the top side free, you'll see two cables still connected to the bottom of the board that were obscured from view before. Once you release them, the board is free from the frame. This here is the rubber gasket for the sensors, be careful not to lose it. The headphone connector is soldered onto the board, so it cannot be replaced easily. The front camera can be released, but it's also secured in place with some adhesive tape, so we'll just snap it back into place. Back on the frame of the phone you can see the earpiece speaker. If you need to replace it, just pry it up from the frame. The charging port board can also be disconnected and unscrewed from the frame, then it's ready to be lifted from the frame. Be aware of the tape still holding it in place. As I said, I'm not going to try and separate the display from the frame because it's working well and up till now you've got the idea of how to get to anything you might need to replace. So we'll start reassembling the phone. Back on top, make sure to fit the rubber gasket that protects the sensors. Connect the two flat cables to the underside of the mainboard and, keeping all the other cables out of the way, align and press the board back into place. It has to sit flush with the frame. Align the vibration module and the front camera. Reconnect the top two flat cables and close the latches securing them. Reconnect the antenna cable on top and bottom of the phone. Cover it with the black plastic bit. Now snap the main camera back on, return the rubber gasket for the headphone connector, screw the mainboard back to the frame, and now you can snap the plastic cover back on. Down under we need to return another silver screw and put the speaker module back on. 12 black screws go back in, as does the battery. Snap the back cover on the phone and you're done. Congratulations! If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, stay tuned for more stuff like this, and as always, thanks for watching, and until the next video, goodbye.